You've been hoodwinked! Oh! Hello everyone, welcome to Never Squatters, and today we are following up on a long-standing plotline. Devon and I have finally watched Hoodwinked 2.
It was
Technically, I
so
have watched
bad.
Hoodwinked
It was
and Hoodwinked
so,
2.
so bad. Jesus Christ. Like, it's not even
So that,
bad in a fun way. It was bad in a this is insufferable way. Like, I hated it. A little
so
spoiler for my side of it, my
I
thoughts.
I agree. So going into this, the challenge officially was just to watch Hoodwinked 2. But in order to give Hoodwinked 2 a fair assessment, I have become a Hoodwinked 1 expert. And I have to admit, like, much better than I thought it would be.
First one was pretty good.
Genuinely,
It was pretty good.
it is. It is. I, if it was better animated, it would have been like a solid, like Madagascar level film where it's like it's not great, but like it's decent for a family film. There's some clever jokes. Um, like because this isn't the point of the review, I'm not going to talk about it too much. But I had maybe like 6 genuine laughs from Hoodwinked One, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean like it actually evoked a verbal response from me. I think the part I laughed at the most was like, why are you called Agent Flippers or whatever? And it shows like the frog dancing. Something about that caught me off guard. And then I also liked the 2 characters that I think are Devon and myself. Devon is the big bad wolf, and I'm the squirrel. I don't know the squirrel's name. Was it like Nutty or something like that?
I can't
Um,
remember. Truthfully, in the first movie, he wasn't a big character, and then all of a sudden, I at least I don't feel like he was a huge character in the first one. It's been a minute since I watched Hoodwink one. I didn't rewatch it like Scott did, um,
yeah,
but I know they tried to make him such a big character in the second movie, and
he is a
he was.
character.
I could have sworn he was supposed to be a joke character in the first movie, and then the second one they're like, "What if we gave him like a real big part in the next one?" And it was like
Yeah,
such a bad
he,
idea.
he's like the Moor from Madagascar. Why do I bring up Madagascar so much? I do not like those films, but he's like the Moor from Madagascar, where he's there, he's funny, like good in small doses. I do think that duo is quite funny, but like it's mostly the big bad wolf. That's like that pairing. It's funny to me that the woodsman, who was a massive part of the original, easily the smallest part of the like original like 4 main characters, but still a massive part. He basically becomes a cameo in this.
Yeah.
So I ended up giving the original Hoodwinked a 6 out of 10. I was like, this is it's better animated, like, but for the script that it has, they do some interesting things with like what they're given. I was like, fair enough, they tried. Hoodwinked 2,
It's a fun who done it in the first one. There's a at least
yeah,
a cohesive idea of what is happening in this movie.
Hoodwinked 2, which is officially Hoodwinked TOO, Hood versus Evil, is perhaps one of the worst films I've ever seen.
It was so goddamn bad. I didn't understand what was happening for like what there was so many different plot points happening that I all of it was so bad. I rented it on YouTube so because I didn't want to deal with like third party sites and all that shit. Do you know the highest quality they had for that movie was 480p?
No way.
480p was the highest quality they had for Hoodwink 2, which very par for the course for this movie.
I
Because
I
goddamn,
I
it was
I was like,
horrible.
I knew I'm not paying for this. Like,
Not only
did
was
you
it
see?
480p, but I felt like there were times where it was running at like 20 frames per second, like animation wise. And oh man, I got like nauseous watching it. I was like, oh, this is awful. Like, I hate this. Like,
Did, did you see? It was made by Weinstein. It was like a
Harvey?
wine production. Yeah,
Oh, I did
Maybe the
not.
second one.
That's
The first
crazy.
one, and I was like, ooh. And on IMDb for the first film, one of the trivia things is when it was released on Tubi, they did not remove the Weinstein logo at the beginning. I'm like, is that expected? um, so I have questions for you, Devon. I want to know, what did you think about the villains getting really big at the end? Were you threatened? Did you
You
like
think
the
I'm a
growth?
bear or something? What's the line of questioning? Like,
No,
I
I'm just saying. Were you like, oh, this is scary? They're like really big now, and
I
around.
honestly, for the most of the film, I was wondering why do they need the recipe for these treats so bad? What is so like good about these treats that it's like a like crisis that someone has the recipe to make these treats? This feels like the plot of a movie that I could have wrote in third grade, and I am not a good writer in general, let alone when I was in third grade.
Hey, now hold on. What's this about you not being a good writer? You're amazing. I want you to know that. You're
just
amazing.
take a minute to take it in.
Take it in. Take it in.
No, but dude,
I.
it was so bad. And I was like, this feels like, and I mean this in the nicest way possible. This feels like Scott was given no prep time and just tried to improvise a like hour and a half movie.
The thing is, I know exactly after my vampire video. I don't know if you ever watched that. I was like, "What can I do for vampires?" And it's like, "Oh," and like the joke is, like, if you watch the whole video, it's like, "Oh, like." So he plays into that fact that he had no idea what to do for this. But I know exactly what you mean. There are so many moments in this film that feels like we just didn't cut a Devis Scottus joke. Like it is us just keeping going. But the difference is we are doing like a YouTube sketch. We're like it's the dialogue, it's the banter.
The difference
And
is
this
that this was released to audiences on like a global scale, or
yeah.
at least a countrywide scale, and it was like
Yeah.
a big production with a like. No, that was horrible. What have you done?
I couldn't believe it. And I feel like for what this film is, the gap between the original and this like is too long. It reminded me of that Romeo and Juliet followed by Sherlock Gnomes. That's like a 6 year gap. And you might be thinking like, okay, well like look at even Toy
When
Story
did
4.
Hoodwinked one come out?
So it was released in the US, a wide release in early 2006. It was January
Okay,
2006.
so like 5 years
Um,
later, then for Hoodwinked two.
yeah, yeah. In the UK, this was before we had releases where it was like, hey, we are releasing this close to the same time. Because I remember I was on holiday visiting the US in 2005 and saw this film advertised and then didn't hear about it for months. And when you're young, when you're like 6 or 7, when I was, uh, I felt like that was years. I was like, why is it taking this long for this film to come out? Um, I was surprised by how much I remembered from the first film, and I've never seen the second one until now, and now I never want to watch it again. Like
Oh,
I was
dude.
saying after the first one, I was like, I really wish someone would remake this film in like a really like good art style. It doesn't have to be 3D animated; it could be 2D
I
animation,
don't, I don't
whatever.
know if that's the route to go with it if we're going to do a more Hoodwinked, right? Because I like again, this whole movie, like you said, feels like a bit that went on far too long.
Oh yeah, I mean for the first film. I mean like
Oh,
I
okay.
wish
So yeah,
that
no,
had
the
come out
first one I think they could be good. My pitch to you of what the second movie should have been is they
right.
should have just gotten rid of like they should have just left the whole main cast alone and just brought in a new cast and have a new mystery. Hoodwink too. would have been perfect. You could. There's so many fairy tales out there. I guarantee you wouldn't have run out of fairy tales if you wanted to make another Hoodwink movie.
I like that idea. I was actually thinking, like, what could you do? Because I think what makes the first one stand out a bit is there aren't many children's films where it is this sort of like, we're going to tell the story out of order. A lot of this didn't make me laugh, but I thought, oh, this is fun. Is seeing how like a character that shows up in one story, like the woodsman shows up and he's sad in like the Little Red Riding Hood side, and you don't know why until you get to his part, and then you find out like I didn't get my acting career. Like it's those little jokes, and then there's like parts where you're watching this like mine chase thing, and you see something like, what the fuck was that? And then you find out in like the wolf story, like they're also like on it. Like there's just little things like that. Like it's not like the most original thing ever, but like it's fun. It's like especially for the demographic that would be watching that, this being their first time, it's fun. My pitch for the second one is like, okay, they want to have like the same characters because people like the wolf and people like the squirrel, like whatever. I think do another like genre blending thing, something. Let's not do a mystery. Let's do a heist film. Let's have these people like, oh, we have to work for the baddies, or maybe they don't know they're working for the baddies, and they're like doing this heist. I think that could be a lot of fun. Like, I think we're on the same wavelength of like either do a different group. Maybe it shouldn't have been called Hoodwinked because like the hood, but I like that idea. Like you could have done a Three Bears thing.
I don't. I guess I see why you're like, yeah, you can't call it Hoodwinked because of the hood, because that was a plot point of the first one. But I'm pretty sure, like, hold on, I need to look this up now because I need to say this before I say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just have somebody else in a hood or bonnet or something like that. Like, there's a lot of ways you could make it work without having to need Little Red Riding Hood in the title.
You could, and the
And
direct.
truthfully, while it is a fun play on words, you don't even technically need to have it be like have an actual hood in the movie. The word hoodwinked actually just means to be tricked in something like that. And you could just say another thing and like that. And the whole thing is hoodwinked is like you're supposed to be tricked and like, and I guess they did follow through with that
They
just in a
did
very horrible way.
it.
It's just
You
weird that
know,
they made it an action movie, right? Because that's what this really boils down to. Is it was an action movie more or less.
yeah. The part that bothered me the most, and it did it twice, where it was like, oh, let's put like a ram. I mean, it probably has lots of references in it, but they do the Silence of the Lambs, "Hello, Clarice" moment, and it's like, oh, there's Clarice, my friend. Like, oh my god. But the part that pissed me off, this like actually pissed me off. I had to stop watching for 10 minutes. I was this pissed off about it. Was when it was like, use the force, Luke. And then like,
Yeah,
oh,
just a
so
random
sorry, it's
Obi-Wan
wrong
Kenobi.
hero's journey. I was like, ah!
That's another thing. So many of the jokes. Maybe I'm just old now. So many of the jokes did not land for me at all.
No, I don't think anyone would have thought it was funny at all.
Yeah.
Like, the only part that I was like, all right, that was silly enough that it got some laugh out of me was when he like they're like on top of the Empire State Building and like it like oh it keeps like tipping over and then they have like their big moment and he has like the gum and he like throws it and it just completely flies off. I was like that's so stupid that it made me laugh. That was the one laugh I had in this
How
film.
did they get Patrick Warburton back for this? How did they
How
get
did they
him?
get any? I mean, so it's not Anne Hathaway as Red Riding Hood anymore. And they changed the voice of the woodsman. But Patrick Warburton and then Glenn Close as the Gran. Like, how did they get these people back? I don't know.
I honestly, I was thinking at some point, I was like, did they have some dirt on Patrick Warburton that he literally couldn't say no to coming back with the second one? Or was this
I
a
mean,
case where he was like, this is my chance to be Guru. I'm going to be a star, just like Steve Carell in Despicable Me. Like, this is my big moment.
the thing is, like,
And I think that might
he's
have
not going to be a
predated that,
star.
but my point is it's a role like that, right?
Yeah, I just, I couldn't get by with like any of this. Nothing in this
It
film.
looked bad. The jokes were bad. The story had like 10 different plot points that they were trying to follow and like connect and everything else, and like none of them were connecting seamlessly. It was
But
just a random like, oh, why are we going to go save these kids? Oh yeah, because there's an evil witch there. Well, who's the evil witch? Well, spoilers. It's this girl who was best friends with Granny, who was like, she was always number two, but she's mad about it and she wants that recipe, but she already had all the recipe this entire time. And apparently she's had it for years and been working on it and no one noticed for years until this very moment. Just so much stuff. It's like, why are we doing this? What's going on? And
yeah,
it's
is
so
this
bad.
film worse than Minecraft? Is that the only other
No,
film you've
Minecraft
watched?
was pretty good.
You,
It was one of the greatest. It's
you're
what?
like, I
No, no, no,
didn't
no, no,
know.
no. Minecraft was one of the greatest films of our generation.
Yeah, at the end of that video, you're like, I have to be honest. Like, I did not like that film at all.
Would I rather watch Minecraft or Hoodwinked 2? Minecraft every day. And that's not, I don't even have to think twice about that. I had fun with Minecraft. I didn't have fun with Hoodwinked 2. I didn't
I,
enjoy
I
my.
would,
I
I
don't think
would
I
probably,
enjoyed myself at all.
I would probably agree. I would rather watch Minecraft than this. But I mean, look, this was your idea. You wanted.
No, 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 no.
Yes,
I
it was
tried
your
warning you, do not watch Hoodwink 2. And you know, Scott, because I told you what would happen when you watch Hoodwink 2. I saw the future, I saw what happens. And unfortunately, it's a canon event, and I now have to make sure that I follow through on this becoming a reality.